all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in this video, we are going to understand how to add IndiaMART leads and inquiries to Google Sheets for media, PR and publishing industry. So do you also run a business related to any of these? Then this video is definitely for you. So over here, I'm doing the same. I'm running an agency related to media, PR and publishing. And we use IndiaMART to collect the inquiries from our customers or potential clients. So now what I want is that as soon as a new lead or a new inquiry is received from my IndiaMART account, I automatically want to add that same lead details into my Google Sheets so that my sales team can follow up quickly and efficiently. So to do this, we're going to create a connection between IndiaMART and Google Sheets. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So I'm going to do all of this so that I can convert my potential clients into paying clients. So do you also wish to learn this process step by step? Then let me take you to my computer screen. Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video, we're going to understand how to add IndiaMART leads and inquiries to Google Sheets for media, PR and publishing agency. So as you know that I'm running a same agency and we depend on steady flow of client inquiries from IndiaMART. So to keep our team organized and updated, we make sure that we don't miss any opportunity. And in order to do this, we're going to create a simple automation between our IndiaMART account and our Google Sheets, where what will happen is that as soon as a new lead or a new inquiry is received from my IndiaMART account, automatically the details for the same would be added right over here in my Google Sheet. This setup helps us to respond quickly and track the client needs, keeping the follow-up smooth and timely. But as you know that IndiaMART and Google Sheets doesn't have any native connection so that we can add the lead details. So in order to connect both of these applications, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So yes, in order to do this, I've already opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly, we're going to get two options. One is sign in and the other one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of dollars free every month. But I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in right over here. And as soon as we're going to click on sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm going to click on access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And as soon as we're going to click on access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here, I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I've created multiple folders on my dashboard as you can see. So if you wish to create a new folder or a new subfolder, you can click on this hyperlink given right over here to learn about it. And now it's asking me for the workflow name. So I want to name my workflow as how to add IndiaMART leads and inquiries to Google Sheets for media, PR and publishing industry. And then we're going to click on create, and as soon as we're going to click on create, it is opening the most important window for automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. And by this you can finally understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger. And in order to start with our automation, we have to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm going to select it as IndiaMART because I want that as soon as a new lead is received from my IndiaMART account, I automatically want to add that lead details into my Google Sheets, right? So for the trigger application, we are going to select it as IndiaMART, and then it is asking me for the trigger event. So you must be wondering what is trigger event, right? So basically trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So here what I want is that as soon as a new lead is captured, my workflow should be triggered or started. So I'm going to select the same trigger event, and as soon as I'm going to select the trigger event, it is giving me a webhook URL. Okay, and over here you can see few steps in order to create a connection between our IndiaMART account and our Pabbly's workflow. So what we are going to do is first we're going to copy this webhook URL, and then we're going to follow this step one by one in order to create a connection. Okay, so it is saying log into your IndiaMART account, navigate to the lead manager section in the left tab, go to import export leads from the three dots, and then click on IM leads push API. So yes, we're going to follow the same. I'm going to open my IndiaMART account, and as you can see the same. So now from the left side we have to go on lead manager. Over here you can see the same, so you're going to go on this, and after going on lead manager we have to go on this three dots which says menu. So we're going to go on this, and over here you can see import export leads, and after coming on here it is saying push API. So yes, we have to go on this push API, and as soon as going to open the push API, it is asking me to select the source. So in the help text it is saying choose other in the select source option. So yes, we're going to follow the same. I'm going to select the source as other right over here, and as soon as going to select the source, it is asking me for the CRM platform name and the webhook listener URL. So over here again in the help text it is saying enter Pabbly Connect in the CRM platform name. So yes, we're going to follow the same. We are going to enter Pabbly Connect right over here, and now for the webhook listener URL, we're going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow. And after doing both of this, I'm going to click on save details, and as soon as going to click on save details, over here you can see that it is asking me for the reason. Why do I want to shift my IndiaMART leads to any another application? So over here I'm going to select my reason as this, which is I can easily assign leads to my sales team and manage their performance. You can select any another reason too. And after doing this, it is saying click to generate OTP. So I'm going to click on this button right over here, and as soon as I'm going to click on this button over here, you can see that it has sent me a OTP. So I'm going to enter the OTP right over here, which I've recently received. So yes, you can see that now after entering the OTP, we're going to click on submit, and as soon as going to click on submit, yes, you can see integration live. So yes, with this we have successfully created a connection or integration between IndiaMART account and our Pabbly's workflow. So yes, now after doing this, over here you can see that it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So you must be wondering what is this, right? So I'll just let you know that over here, in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission, which means that we have to create a dummy lead or a test lead in our IndiaMART account so that we can capture the response for the same right over here. So in order to create a dummy lead, we are going to submit a dummy inquiry. Okay, so for that I'm going to open my another IndiaMART account. So as you can see that this is my another IndiaMART account, and over here the name of this account is test lead. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to create a dummy inquiry for the same product or the same service which we connected right now with our workflow. Okay, so I'm going to look for the same right over here, which is Magnet Brain Software Technology Private Limited for me. So I'm going to look for same right over here, and as you can see Magnet Brains Software Technology Private Limited. So we're going to go on this, and as you can see Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to go on this, and then we're going to click on this contact supplier button, and as soon as I'm going to click on this, it is asking me for the requirement details, which is the inquiry, right? So I'm going to enter my inquiry right over here, which says I'm interested in your services for media and publishing. We are looking for assistance with our upcoming book launch and need help with the marketing strategies, press release distribution, and media outreach. So yes, now after entering this, we're going to click on next right over here, and now it is asking me for the GST number. So if you wish, you can definitely add a GST number right over here, but I don't wish to add so directly I'm going to click on submit, and as soon as we're going to click on submit, it is saying thank you, your details have been sent to Magnet Brain Software Technology Private Limited. So yes, with this we have successfully did the test submission, and now what has happened is that IndiaMART has sent the details of our test submission to our workflow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the response for the same or not. So I'm going to open my workflow right from here, and yes, you can see that we have received the same response which we submitted right now as a test submission. You can see the same state which we have received, you can see the same pin code and the sender's name which I told you, which is test lead. But you can notice that the subject is different with our message, right? Over here we submitted the message for PR media agency, but over here we have received the subject for requirement for Pabbly Connect. So you must be wondering why this has happened. So what is happening is that I'm using a test IndiaMART account, so that's why I've received a default subject. But if you're using a live IndiaMART account, you're going to receive the subject submitted by your lead only. But leaving this subject, we have received all the details same. I'm going to show you all the details. Over here you can see the email which we have received. You can see all these same details. Over here you can see the query message which we have received, which says I'm interested in your services for media and publishing. We're looking for your assistance in our upcoming book launch. So yes, this is the same query message which we entered, right? So now after receiving this message, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and now what will happen is that as soon as a new lead is received from my IndiaMART account, automatically my workflow would be started or triggered. So now we're going to move on towards our action step. So now for my action application, I'm going to select it as Google Sheets, because of what I want is I want to add the lead details into my Google Sheets, right? So that's why we're going to enter Google Sheets right over here. So I'm going to search for it, and then we're going to select it, and now for the action event we're going to select it as add new row, because I want to add the lead details in a new row right over here in my sheets, right? So now I'm going to click on connect, and as soon as I'm going to click on connect, it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Sheets account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, then you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and then we have to click on this button which says sign in with Google. So we're going to click on this, and as soon as we're going to click on sign in with Google, it is going to ask me for some permissions after selecting my Gmail account. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click on allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow Pabbly save, and as soon as we're going to click on allow right over here, yes, you can see authorization successful. With this, we have successfully connected our Google Sheets account with our Pabbly's workflow, and now it is asking me for the spreadsheet. So here you can see the name of my spreadsheet is new leads and inquiries, right? So I'm going to select the same right over here, which is new leads and inquiries, and after selecting my spreadsheet, it is going to ask me to select the sheet. So here you can see that I have only a single sheet, so I'm going to select the same only, which is sheet 1, and now it is asking me for the name, email and inquiries. So yes, you can see that these are the same details which we have entered right over here in the columns, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to enter the lead details right over here so that we can add that same details right over here in my Google Sheets. But we are not going to enter it manually, but instead we are going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping, right? So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected IndiaMART as our trigger application. So we're going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as you're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm going to give you an example that it is asking me for the name, right? So let's suppose that I'm going to enter the name right over here manually like this by typing it. Then this will not change with every new response received because this is static information and I've entered it manually. But if you're going to map this from the previous response, suppose I'm going to look for name in the previous response. Okay, so I'm going to search for name, and as you can see, test lead. So let's suppose that we're going to map this from the previous response, then this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here to run our workflow in real time. So now after mapping the name, we're going to map the email too. I'm going to look for email in the previous response, and as you can see, test@pabblytudes.com. So we're going to map it, and now it is asking me for the inquiry. So we're going to look for the message in the previous response, and as you can see, response query message, we're going to map it. And after mapping all of these details, we're going to click on save and send test request, and as soon as we're going to click on save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have received a positive response that we have successfully added these details into our Google Sheets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Google Sheets and check for the new details added. So I'm going to open my Google Sheets, and yes, you can see new details added. You can see the name, you can see the email and the inquiry which we entered. So yes, now upon adding these details with this, we have successfully completed our workflow, and I'll just summarize this workflow for you once. So for the trigger application, we selected IndiaMART. For the trigger event, we selected new leads. For the action application, we selected Google Sheets, and then for the action event, we selected add new row, because I wanted that as soon as a new lead is received from my IndiaMART account, I automatically want to add that same lead details or the same inquiry details into my Google Sheets so that my sales team can follow up quickly and efficiently. And yes, we were successful with our workflow too. Over here, you can see the lead details added right over here in my sheet with the help of the same details received from my IndiaMART account. So yes, this was it for the video, and now what will happen is that as soon as a new lead is received, automatically the details would be added. We don't have to come back in again to our workflow and click on save and send test request. This is going to run in backend only. So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video, and for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.